Hello again, and welcome back to Hampton Lake Homestead. It's still cleanup time here in the garden for me. I'm finishing up all the spring and summer crops. I've already shown a video of what I did with the Three Sisters bed by mulching it and leaving it in place. Next, I'm going to start taking everything else down, and one of the main things I want to get down is this okra. This okra, I'm 6 feet tall. This okra, when standing upright, is easily 8 or 9 feet tall. Now, if you watched my video where I was harvesting the actual crops, I was using some pruners. The base of these, I'll show a close-up later, but they are way too big to try to cut with some pruners. So what I have is one of these little handheld chainsaws. And I'm going to be using it to get this okra down. And then, of course, I'll be saving some of these pod for seed for next year. Okay, so hopefully you can appreciate from the camera just how big the base of this okra is. And so I'm just going to take my little saw . Okay, and then right beside the okra, I've got what's left of this marigold and these 4 tomato plants. The tomatoes have still been producing. In fact, I harvested 2 this morning. So I could string these back up and let them go until the frost. But honestly, I'm just trying to get cleaned up right now more than anything. So I'm going to take these down too, as well as these 4 T-posts. If you pick these spent marigolds and just peel back this first layer, you will see that they are just completely loaded with seeds. So I'm also saving some of these spent blooms so that I'll have plenty of seeds for next year. Okay, and I'm also moving on down to my black cherry tomatoes. They are still producing very well. I haven't done anything with them lately, as is obvious. So I'm going to thin them back to 1 vine and stake them out. I'm going to let these go until the frost. This is one of the main stems that I was able to thin out. I removed the suckers from it, and so now I am restaking this just like this. So here is another sucker that can be removed. The rest of this is going to be the main vine. And so by restaking this and getting it fertilized again, this should produce well into the fall, basically until the first frost. And I was able to harvest some as I went along here. So now right beside these tomatoes are some banana peppers. They're definitely still viable. I'm going to take these off that are there and restake them. And again, with fertilization, I should be able to get banana peppers into the fall. All right, now I've come to some of the black-eyed peas here. I've got several that are dried out, which is how I'm harvesting them. I'm going to harvest these, and I think there's one little small bed. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. There's not a whole lot left here. What I'll also do is just pick some of these green and just eat them immediately while green. All right, so as I'm finishing up my morning, I'm going to pick some of these Carolina beans. These are a type of butter bean that are extremely hardy. They are very prolific, and these will be harvested. I will be able to harvest these well into the fall. So you can see closer ups here. These just aren't. These I could pick, but that one's probably ready. Most of these aren't quite ready. There's another one that's ready. But there are just so many beans here and lots of blooms. These are just so incredibly hardy. They will continue to produce in the heat and right up until the frost. The other thing that I'm going to save for fall crops is this Italian heirloom tomato that's growing on this trellis. I'm not really thinning out any of the suckers on it. I'm just basically letting it grow wild. It has developed well, and it's still even got a few green tomatoes on it even now. Some around here that are close to being ready to harvest. Also wanted to show how well my pears are doing. I harvested one last week. I was able to eat it, but it was a little bit underripe. I may try one today. I think I'll try this one right here, which will be my dessert today for lunch. And I also wanted to show how simple it is to harvest the seeds from these marigolds. You just take a spent bloom, peel it open, and the seeds just fall out. They look like little quills, and it doesn't take very many to have enough for the next year. And I also wanted to show how simple it is to harvest seeds from okra. All that you do is find a dried pod, break it open, and the seeds just fall right out. It's extremely simple to do. And after just a couple of these pods, I was able to get enough for next year for me. Extremely easy to do. So I hope you're looking forward to the fall as much as I am. That's going to do it for today. Thanks so much for watching.